Whatever's evil is buried with him.
Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world.
I don't remember having invited you.
We're looking at Die, Monster, Die, or Monster of Terror.
Chains for devils.
Why Boris Karloff is in this, I have no idea.
That's really none of your business.
The film is based on one of H.P. Lovecraft's most celebrated stories, The Colour Out of Space, a story that makes a genuine attempt to depict truly alien life.
Why do you persist in this delusion?
But the film jettisons that and goes for something like a cross between the 1950s sci-fi B-movie.
There are many rooms down there.
And one of Roger Corman's Edgar Allan Poe adaptations.
You must have seen them.
But without the florid Gothic wit.
There's no similarity whatsoever.
This is an old dark house movie with a crazy woman in the attic.
I must have your promise now.
Spooky things in the cellar. And a cloaked figure prowling the grounds. Not to mention something that keeps screaming in the potting shed.
What was that?
But the thing in the cellar is a meteorite.
I thought it was a gift from heaven.
And everything else is genetic mutants.
It's horrible.
Maybe there's a film in which these two genres can be made to work together, but this isn't it.
Sorry, mate.
The Gothic settings and superstitious English villagers
He wants to know if there's anything wrong with that.
Well, is there?
seem in a different world to Nick Adams' modern, if slightly boring, hero.
Why? What's the matter with everybody in this town?
And the House of Usher ending would be more powerful if it wasn't preceded by Karloff turning into a luminous nuclear ghoul and dying of clumsiness. If that was the only problem, this would be a pretty watchable mishmash.
It's fantastic.
But the most irritating thing about this movie is that it is simultaneously too fast and too slow.
Afraid I don't understand.
Whether it's lengthy shots of foggy houses, or Karloff slowly wheeling himself along, the scenes themselves are glacially slow.
You don't know what you're talking about.
And almost nothing happens in them until someone leaps to a wild conclusion.
Uranium.
That, against all odds, turns out to be right.
Genetic mutations probably caused by radiation.
So, while nothing actually happens, the plot proceeds in these massive leaps.
This is the answer, there's no doubt about it.
It's like watching that bar when you're downloading something and it jumps from 13% to 84%.
Morning, I'm sure it was Helga.
He's never even met Helga.
There's one under every plant.
He only checked 2.
If you don't listen to me, every living thing in this house will die. Now you have to get rid of that stone and the smaller ones in the greenhouse.
Where are you getting this information?
How can this happen?
Lovecraft's stories famously defy adaptation. This was never going to be easy.
I don't think it had to happen.
I do give the director credit for trying.
He went insane.
And anything with Karloff in is worth a watch.
I know.
But the speed with which Nick decides that something is rotten in the state of Arkham,
Something funny is happening in this town. I think the family I'm staying with may be involved.
and figures out what it is,
I've seen a glow like that once before in our radiation lab.
beggars belief.
I see it, but I don't believe it.
He's only there one night! Die, Monster, Die is an unlikely mix of sci-fi and Edgar Allan Poe. What improbable genres would you like to see put together? Thanks for watching, check out our other reviews, and don't forget to subscribe.
Susan will ask you to stay. But for reasons that I cannot go into, I must insist you tell her that you have to leave at once.